Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, now, I wanted to do this video. I saw a couple of articles, and you basically have what's going on over there in, France, and then also in Australia. Okay, where the protests are getting violent. Okay, they're getting real violent. You know, the police are going ham, arresting people, hitting people, throwing people on the floor, pepper spraying them, and the people are fighting right back. And it's in opposition to the new lockdown that they try to put in place. Okay, but what we see happening is in the same thing in France. All right, which you got to understand that it's almost like a deadlock, but not a complete one, because you have both sides that are not backing down. These governments, this is a part of their orders to further this new agenda. So they don't have an option here to back off. You know, they may depending on, you know, really how the Lord does it, try to slow it down or something like that, but they can't reverse course. And these people cannot either, because this isn't like a George Floyd protest where they are protesting out of, oh, you know, you killed one of our people, so on and so forth. This is, I cannot go to work, I cannot go to the store, I can't go to a cafe, I can't do anything in my life because of you. And this is why I'm protesting, because there's nothing else that I could do right now. I can't wake up the next day and say, oh, I can't protest with y'all today, I got to go to work. Well, guess what? The reason I'm protesting is because of you. I can't go to work. So you have people who in their minds, they're real serious about this, because it's hitting home and it's affecting them as well. And as it comes here, you know, as we approach September, where they plan to enforce these mandates, a lot more people are going to start taking to the streets, and a lot more things are going to start getting violent. Okay? Stores are going to be getting broken into. At some point, people's houses are going to get broken into, and it's going to get very chaotic because of the lack of bread, as the scriptures say, and for great tribulation. And a lot of these business owners are not with it either. Okay, but because when desperation hits, you're sitting in your crib, there's no food, it's been maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days, and you're sitting there like nothing is happening. I'm hungry as hell. You start to get angry, you start to get frustrated, then you start thinking, well, who the hell, why am I going through this? Who can I blame? Your brain is looking for where it can direct the anger towards. And it either goes to go after these politicians, go break into a store, go find somebody you know might have some stuff, and they might really start off by asking, you know, yo, is there any chance if you have any we're really hungry, you know, come on, bro, don't do me like that. And listen, man, people are gonna be very, very stingy. Okay, they're gonna be very stingy in that time, man. People are not gonna be willing to share. No, because it's going to be very scarce. And that's going to lead others to start to, even friends, as the scriptures say, to fight one against another like enemies, because they're going to start to say, oh, word? All these years and you can't even give me a loaf of bread? People are going to get salty and bitter, and they're going to get violent. So it's not oh, well, I'm going to just go on a date with Vanessa, and anybody that hasn't gone on the date, well, they just suffer while society just goes on, and we just live regular and do our things. No, you can see, if you break, how would you feel if you break and you go and deal with Vanessa, and then a month or two later, or maybe a couple weeks later, shit starts going to hell. You know, buildings get set on fire, chaos in the streets. Then what? Your job ain't gonna matter then. Working is gonna be the last thing on people's minds. It's gonna be survival of the fittest. And then what? You took it for no reason. But this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, verse 7. It says, and I will destroy. And the reason is that a lot of people are, the devil's witchcraft and his deception is wearing off very quickly. And people are starting to think for themselves, even to an extent of like, yo, I don't know. And remember, there's an overwhelming amount of information coming from both sides. And so the Lord is using that to not only create the division, because there is a great division happening here and across the world, but a lot of people are starting to wake up, and the petty little deceptive lies and propaganda is not working anymore. So it's getting harder and harder to control the people. And that's going to lead to using force. So this is Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And you pretty much have this devil that is going around. When you read in the book of Revelation, I believe the 20th chapter, it talks about how the devil must be loose a little season to go and deceive the nations. And he did that by covering. That covering cast and that veil, all right, is the deception, the cloud of deception that has been thrown, like a blanket of deception that has been thrown over the faces of everybody. Okay, but the Lord is destroying that, and they're starting to see what's really going on, starting to see the truth for what it is. Okay, and another precept to back that up is in the book of Isaiah 47, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. The virgin daughter of Babylon is talking about America, but it's really also talking about the people, meaning the Edomites. Okay, because see, when we talk about Rome, well, what or who made Rome? The people, right? When we talk about the Roman Empire, the Greeks. The Greeks is not. It's not just the Greece itself. If you say, "Damn, I hate the Greeks," or "I hate Rome," it's not the land. It's the people. It's the people that bring that to life. So when you think of Rome, you think of that image. All right. Same here with Babylon. It says, "Sit on the ground. There is no throne." See, because when you think of Babylon, or when you hear the term America, there's a certain picture that comes to your mind. Now, that picture or that stigma was because of the rulers of the people here. They give America the reputation of America. So when you hear America, there's something you can think of. Well, that's based on the people. You could say America went to war with such and such. The land didn't do it. The people did. Well, the rulers, really. Okay, so it says, sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. And the reason they were able to have that throne was because they gained it through deception, through lies, through treachery, through deceits. All right. But now that everybody's waking up, nobody's carrying you up and keeping you up on your throne anymore. And so now, instead of continuously lying to people so they can continue to look at you like you're some god, now everybody sees you for who you truly are. And now it's hard for you to go around deceiving people. Okay. And it says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. And this is basically what? Being exposed. All right. And through them being exposed is what's leading to the destruction of that covering cast. Because as they get exposed, that's equivalent to their deceptions, their lies losing power, that cast being destroyed. Okay. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. See? Uncovered. And when you go to Isaiah 25, it says what? It's a covering cast. So the Lord is using us to uncover it, as well as others as well, who are like insiders here and there. And people are starting to actually stand back and say, look, nah, there's something going on here. Even if they don't understand the truth, they understand the basic truth. Even if they don't receive the gospel, they can still see to an extent the the BS going on. There's some people that are completely docile, but there's some who are slowly, slightly waking up, and they're saying, yo, man, no, I'm not with it. I'm not down with this. Something is happening, and I'm not trying to be a part of it. All right? So as it says, Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So now you notice how it starts off with the Lord saying, or in the verse, it talks about them being uncovered and their shame being seen. Then it says what? The Lord said, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So the vengeance is going to come. The physical vengeance is going to come after this man has been exposed. All right, pursuant to 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, nakedness being uncovered, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which starts with his prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's him taking vengeance and not meeting them as a man. You see? So, matter of fact, verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, the adversary, with all power and signs and what? And lying wonders. Because once again, that was their power. They said, look, we've been given the sword, but through deception, we can get much further and use the sword when it's necessary, if need be. And now that's why when you go to Revelation 12:12, it talks about them coming down with great wrath, because they know that they have but a short time. So they're realizing, look, if we keep on trying to spin this lie that has already been uncovered, we're going to lose more and more people and not get anywhere with it. While we still have a few now, we need to bring the sword and come down with great wrath and eliminate the others before they pollute and infect the rest. Okay? And there goes your red list, blue list, yellow list, and who's what. You could look that up. But what you're seeing right now is a lot of people are uprising now because they're saying this doesn't make sense, and they're not with it. The force that these devils are bringing is what's causing these insurrections. It's causing these uprisings and the sedition, and it's causing the protests and riots. Because you can only back somebody into a corner for so long. And then the Lord also said that he was going to put his spirit. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of 2 Ezra chapter 9. And I'm just going to hit the point. Verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. So when you see these things, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So it's been written that these things are going to take place. Uproars of the people, divisions, one fighting against another, the Egyptian against the Egyptian, the famines, the pestilence. We know what the end goal is, but now we're starting to see, this is what's going to lead up to that end goal that we saw. It's like when you watch a trailer and you see a certain scene in the trailer of a movie, and when you actually watch the movie, you see, okay, what led up to that scene. Because, in certain clips that they use in the trailers, the teaser trailers, they put some very clickbaity trailers. Maybe you see the main character hanging off of a cliff, and then he drops. And as he's falling, they end the trailer. And when you watch the movie, then you see, the way he ended up there was he was driving, is trying to escape the cops or whatnot, and then the car flipped, and then he ended up jumping out, and then that's how he ended up on the cliff. See, so then you know what's going to happen because you've seen that part, but now you see what led up to it. How the hell did he end up on the cliff off the edge of some mountain in Mexico? But now when you watch the movie from the beginning to the end and you see the storyline progress, you see how he had to flee to Mexico for this reason, and then this happened, and then he shot a cop, and now the whole cops were after him, and then boom, he ended up here. So it's sort of like that for us now. We've seen the trailer, we've seen how it ends, but now we're seeing, okay, well, what we didn't see in the trailer is what we're seeing now. Oh, this is what's leading up to, this makes sense as to how such and such ended up here, or how or why or what way they're going to incorporate such and such into reality. How are they going to fulfill this prophecy? Well, now we're seeing it. We know it's going to happen. We know what is going to happen, but now we're seeing how it's going to lead to that. Okay? Because people don't just get up and just uprise and uproar for no reason. Something has to cause it. Now, there have been uproars in the past, but we know that these uproars are going to be ones unlike anything we've seen before on a major mass chaotic scale. So when we see certain things happening and we know what time we're living in, we can see through the spirit that, oh, this may be what it is that causes those 2 Ezra 15 and 2 Ezra 16 prophecies to hit in full effect. And speaking of which, this is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15. Once again, just going to hit the main point. I mean, we're all familiar with these precepts by now, but it's always good to keep on going back into it. You know, keep on going back into it. So 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And this is a major part. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's what we're seeing. Why is this? Because they're going to realize that their kings and princes, their rulers, are not looking out for what's best for them. And these rulers, if they keep listening to them, they're going to end up in a bad position. So it's going to get to the point where people are going to take matters into their own hands. They're going to say, to hell with what you're saying, screw calming down, forget all of that. We're going out there and now we're taking things. Forget your policies, forget all of that. Okay, that's where you have these protests that turn into riots. That's where they come from, because people get that feeling. You know, F the authorities and we're going to do what we're going to do. That's what it means by the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what we're seeing not only in America, but it really is. I'm not even going to say America yet, because it hasn't really hit this place on a high scale like that. Although you have instances here and there, but you're seeing it in certain parts, Australia, Paris, different areas in the world. But they're trying to institute the same agenda worldwide. So you're going to have very similar reactions from the people worldwide. All right. And according to prophecy, it's going to turn so bad that it's going to be a time of chaos like never before. So we got to watch and see. And it's not our job to go partake in these riots and protests and, race wars and stuff. That's not our job. Our job is to prophesy about it. And Lord's will, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai delivers us from it. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, it was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachah Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.